So today's topic is the three-step pull.
I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. I got them keys. We go to court, we gon' plead the fifth. I know the judge, I'ma shoot him some chips. I got them keys. I got them keys.
So the three-step pull. Well, basically, before I get to the steps and tell you how I arrange the steps, it's basically I want to talk about why I came up with these steps and why I think it's very important for guys out there to actually know these steps. Well, basically, the thing is that there's a lot of coaches out there that don't actually tell you how to do it, and I do understand why, because of the fact that, it's basically learning success with women and learning how to, get with them whenever you just met them in one night. It's not perfect. It's not something that's like, it's you do these logical steps and next thing you know, bam, you got the girl, and every single girl that you want, you have her now. It's not like that. So I do understand it. They don't want to confuse people, and they don't want you to thinking that, okay, the first step, okay, next step. They don't want you thinking like that. So I'm guessing that's why they never kind of throw that out. But I do believe that guys need to understand this, because I know that they will ask me things like, hey man, so what do I say so a girl just, kind of talks to me? But they think that as soon as I say that, that's it. That's all they need to know. You know what I mean? And I tell them that, and then after that, they see the interaction going well, and after that, they kind of just like, oh, so what happened next? And she said no, she left. So they still don't know. They still need some leading, to just understand what else they have to do after they talk to the girl, and sometimes some guys, they're just good at it already. They just need that little push. And as soon as they get that push in, they know everything else to do. But some guys actually need the whole thing because they don't know how to actually do it, like, at all. So I think that's going to be very helpful to those men out there and to a lot of my students as well. So if you're watching the video, go ahead and like it. So anyways, let's go. So the first step is basically the opener. First step is the opener. And yeah, the opener is something that a lot of guys have trouble with, but I believe that they have trouble with the whole interaction sometimes because of the fact that they always want to know what to say. And I think that the opener is very, very important. And the reason why is because that's the first impression. First impression have a lot to do with a lot of things, and people think that they don't, they're like, no, the first impressions don't really. Yeah, they do. Your first impression has a lot to do with how successful the interaction is going to be. Because if they don't like you, most likely they're not going to want to talk to you. They're not going to give you that time to do the other steps. So the opener is very important. And I'm a great opener. I always tell people that I could open anybody, and I always give good opens out there because they're easy to me. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that I'm just real good at it. So the opener could really be from anything, from whatever you want to talk about. It could be from something that you have in your mind right now, something that you thought when you saw the girl, something that you just want her opinion on, like something like that comes off like very honest, and you just want to go up there and tell her. That's why I always tell guys, they don't give a shit what you say. Just go and tell her whatever you want to say, and guys forget to be very spontaneous and they kind of just want something logical, something like structured for them, and just said, hey, say this and it's going to work. A lot of guys just want that, you know what I mean? And so they have a hard time whenever I tell them, hey, just use this, just say whatever you want. So they have a hard time when I say that. So basically I always give them something out there that I know it works because I've done it a lot of times. But the thing about it is that even if I give them that opener, which the opener could be something that I've used a lot, just from noticing the girl, I probably analyzed her. I saw what she's wearing or saw what color her hair is or whatever. It's just like seeing her hair and be like, hey, go tell her real quick that you have a thing for redheads, so you just had to talk to her. And that could be the opener. I used that on one of my students before, and he actually got the girl's number, and he got a number because I think that the night was still early. So he just got a number and, we just kept going. So basically, openers come real easy to me. So that's the best way that I could describe it. The opener should always be something that you notice from them, something that you want to talk about, something that that comes out very honest, just anything, like it could, even if you want to talk about Pokemon, you could go up to them and be like, hey man, you got Pokemon Go? Or you could be like, hey, Pikachu? I don't know, whatever. Just comes out like basically something that you really want to talk about. Because like that, you never have, you don't have to worry about what do I say, like how do I keep talking? Because if I give you an opener and once you approach a girl, and whatever her reaction is to it, you're going to be like, okay, so what's next? What do I talk about now? You're going to be worried about it. So if you just go up there and actually just talk about whatever you want to talk about, there's no possible way that you could run out of things to say, because you're always thinking. Even at that time, you're still thinking about what to say, but you're kind of like thinking if that's the right thing to say. You're like, should I say this? No, it's not. It's going to be right. No, I shouldn't say that. See, and that's the issue, is that you think about it too much. It's like, just talk. Just have a normal conversation with a normal person. You could use this concept too. Just go up to them and talk to them like if you're talking to your best friend, because you won't have a filter with your best friend. You're just talking to them. And whenever girls see that you're just having a good conversation with them, they can see that you're a very social person and you're just talking. You can just talk. You know what I mean? And you're very comfortable around them. And that makes you very comfortable around them because of the fact that you're just having a normal conversation with them. So that's a great opener, and that's the best way that I can elaborate it. So I hope that you take that and you're like, okay, cool, now I understand what to do. So it's basically just talk about whatever you want to talk about. And if you want some openers, also get the openers, analyze them, but know that is just going to be like a little small thing that's going to get you in. So now next, it's the second step, which is the attraction. It's another thing that a lot of guys forget to do. They start with the opener and they kind of just stay on the opener. They never go to the next step or the step after that. They just stay on the opener, and next thing you know, the girl kind of just leaves. Because she just thinks that you're having a normal conversation with her. She thinks that you actually just wanted her opinion on something, or maybe you were just trying to talk and you don't really want anything with her, so she just walks away because she's probably also just looking for somebody to have a good time with, and you're probably just getting boring, because you keep talking about the same thing. If you're not showing any intention, you just kind of right there just talking to her like a normal person. So the attraction. What is the attraction? As the second step. The attraction could be from anything. It could be from you being very flirtatious. I think I said that right. Flirtatious. You could be very flirty. You could use the push-pull concept, which you give a compliment, then you take it. And another way too is that you could be very basically subtle about it. You don't. A lot of people think that flirting is just by things that you say, but there's the flirting. It could also be by the way that you're looking at her, you smiling, and she can sense that you're into her, and you're attracted to her. And while you're looking at her like that, you could be like, man, you're so cute, things like that. Or you could just be like, you could just say things like, man, I love your lips, things like that. That's the attraction. That shows her that you actually like her, you're into her, you're attracted to her, physical or whatever. You could be like, I love your personality, you're cool, man, I like you, things like that. So she just knows what you're there for. You can always initiate it by actually approaching her with the attraction. You could, instead of going up to her just talking about, hey, what you think about this, you could actually go up to her and just say things like, I thought you were real cute, I thought you were very attractive, so I want to know a little bit more about you, just to see if we have a little more in common. You don't have to say all that, but you can say something like that. You could just go up there, hey, I love your lips, hey, I think you're very cute, whatever, and then what's your name, things like that. You know what I mean? So that way you start the attraction and the opener at the same time, so that you kill two birds with one stone. But the whole interaction, you got to remember to always attract them. I'm not saying do it all the time, but just remember to do it every once in a while. You know what I mean? And now we get to the third step. The third step is the hardest for a lot of guys, because a lot of guys are very, I don't want to say scared, but they kind of don't want to initiate it because they think that like, let's say that the interaction is going very well, they don't want to mess it up. So since they don't want to mess it up, they're kind of like, they're not bold enough to initiate the third step. Which the third step is physical escalation. And I have a video out there as well that with women is a process. Like us guys, as soon as we see a woman that's very attractive, she's wearing all this tight clothes on, we already kind of aroused. We already kind of stimulated. We already want to put our junk in their trunk. You know what I mean? So basically is for us it's not impossible. As soon as we see the girl, we probably are already stimulated. We probably already want to take them home. But with girls, it's different. With girls, they need a process. Unless they already got heated up by some other guy and she's ready to go. But if it's early in the night or you've been talking to her for a while, most likely she's not. Most likely she still needs to get, through that. She still needs to go through that process. So basically, it's the close, physical escalation. And how you physically escalate is basically by, you can literally do anything. I mean, I know if to take a little bit of pressure off yourself, it's like you could come out with different tactics. There's a lot of tactics out there that will show you how to basically get physical with a woman. One that I like to do, I'm not going to tell you all of them, but I'm going to tell you this one that it works all the time. I just did it. I just did it this past day that I went out. I think it was a Saturday, and I did it in front of one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I had told him that that's what I was going to do. So whenever I did it and he saw it, he got all excited. He was like, "What?" He started laughing, because he saw it work. So basically, this is what it is. And it's not a secret. I mean, there's a lot of people that do it. And so I'm going to go ahead and share it with you just in case you know it. So basically, when you're talking to the girl and, you're ready to physically escalate, you're having a conversation, say things like, "I wonder if you're a liar." And whenever she says, "Okay," you just be like, "So let's go ahead and prove it." That's what you say to her. And she says, "How?" You're like, "If your hand is bigger than mine, that means that you're a liar." And she's like, "What?" Because women don't want to have bigger hands than men because they're already kind of, insecure about, them having man hands. You know what I mean? So, of course, she'll put her hand out. She'll extend her hand out unless she actually have big ass hands. Most likely she won't extend her hand out because she knows she has big hands. But I mean, I doubt that, that's actually like a thing. So anyways, she'll put her hand out. And once she puts her hand out, you also put your hand out. And then you start measuring them. You start making it seem like you're actually, taking a look at the hands and being like, "Oh, okay. Well, it's not that big, but let's do this too." And then that's when you put your fingers between hers and you grab her hand. And then you just put it down like this. You know what I mean? Just very subtly. And when you put it down, you just smile. You just stay holding hands, and the girl will just start laughing, because obviously if she's still there after the attraction, the opener, she's actually interested. So if you put your hand down like that, now you can physically escalate even more, just depending on how hard she's grabbing your hand. If she's holding your hand for a while, you could also hug her. You go grab her hand, put it around you, and just hug her and put her a little close to you. You know what I mean? If there's music playing around the venue, you could just start, moving around with her, having fun with her. Just be very spontaneous. And at the end, that's basically how you close. You close them with physical escalation. Now, a lot of guys are going to be like, "So what's next?" Now, what's next is basically from there, you can also get a number. You can also be like, the girl probably enjoys you a lot. She probably wants to meet up some other day. But if you're like, "Nah, man, I want to pull her tonight. I want to take her home with me tonight." So then that's when you get into a different level. Now, it's still in the third step, which is the physical escalation. But now you got to worry about actually pulling her out the club. You know what I mean? Now, you could suggest it. You could be like, "Hey, man, you know what? Are you hungry?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm hungry. Okay, let's go get something to eat." Okay. But she's there with some friends, sometimes it could be a little harder, because if she's there with friends, she's going to be like, "No, but my friends," and just be like, "It's okay. Just go ahead and text your friends and tell them that you left, but you're okay. And if you want, take a picture of me and send it to them if they're scared that you're leaving with a guy that they don't really know." And most girls would just laugh about that. And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Things like that. But sometimes some girls still wouldn't be down, and they'll be like, no, they're kind of scared. They don't know you. You might be a psycho, so they won't take that. They won't take that that lead with you. They won't be like, "Okay, let's go." So maybe sometimes they need a little more. So basically you could just wait until the actual venue makes it for you. Until the event just does it for you. You know what I mean? Like until they turn on the lights. Once they turn on the lights, you know what I mean, you have to leave. Of course the bouncers will come up to you and start saying, "Hey, you got to go." You know what I mean? Or, the staff or whatever. Or, she'd just be like, "Hey, you got to go." Or you could just be like, "Oh, the lights on. I guess I'll walk you outside." And then you just walk her outside. You could hold her hand and just walk her outside. And then you could wait there with for her friends, and then just go ahead and socialize with her friends a little bit and just be like, say like, joke around. She's like, "Yeah, she's going with me. We're going to go out and get something to eat." And then she could be like, "Yeah, I'm going to go with him," because her friends already met you, so she feels a little more comfortable with you. But if not, you could always be like, "Hey, my phone needs some charge." I was like, "And I need to call my friends. Can you walk with me to my car? Or, by the way, do you have a car here? So I could probably charge it at your car." And she would be like, "Okay." Some girls would be like, "Yeah, okay, all right." So, okay, so next thing you know, you're charging your phone, you're already in her car, and then you keep talking, and next thing you know what I mean, y'all start making out and things like that. And now she's a little bit more, more into it now. You know, she's a little bit more into it. She's like, okay, well, let's go get something to eat. Or okay, you could go to your house. You know, be like, let's go to my house. I can make you something to eat. Or I want you something. I made a new video. I want you to watch this or whatever the hell you want to say. And that's how you pull them. You know, you pull them home. But then again, like I said, if it's not successful, you're not able to pull them that night. Always understand that sometimes girls, you know, they got something to do the next night. Or besides that, it's not that they got something to do the next night. They're not very confident in taking you home that night. But always get their numbers, because their call will happen the next day. I've had a lot of girls that I'll be with them all night. You know what I mean? And even after the club, I'm still with them, and they still don't go home with me. But the next day they call me and that they want to come with me. You know, they basically just testing you out, see if you're not a weirdo. You know, things like that. So don't be eager, don't be desperate. If the girl really doesn't want to go with you that night, it's okay. Just understand, whenever she says no, you know, it means no. But understand the no's. If she says no, you're still okay. But she goes like, no, it's because I don't know, you're still okay. But she goes, no, I don't want to. Cut it off. But anyways, that is the 3-step pull. And I hope that your logic just changed and you're kind of more comfortable with yourself. And you're like, yeah, I could do it now. So, yeah. So anyways, remember, this is the secret, and you have options.
DJ Khaled. I got the keys.